What goes on with that, with the quarterback in a panic mode like that? And like you prepare your whole life, you've been through so many snaps and passes and dropbacks and quarterback pressures, and then it's like this
Well,
moment.
what I'm kind of tired of is these shows today on all the channels that spend 24 hours a day with people who have never played a down of football. And I don't mind guys that have played the game breaking it down, but when you have these guys and their opinions that every time a quarterback throws a pick in a game, he's terrible. One of the guys that I think is terribly underrated, who gets so much criticism every time he makes a mistake, is Jimmy Garoppolo. His record's like I think they're 39-15 or something when he starts, and they're like 6-19 when he doesn't start. I mean, Jimmy is an excellent quarterback. I don't understand why everybody has to be compared to Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. There are only a few of those. They come generationally. Everybody else, what you're looking for is a competent quarterback that can lead your team, that can make good decisions, and that when the game's on the line can make plays. And that doesn't mean that in the second or third quarter you're not going to make a poor throw. And remember, the guys that you're playing against are professionals. These are all great players. So the thing that upsets me the most about people who critique quarterbacks is these guys are making decisions in 2.5 seconds, right? And they're having to go through a progression of 5 people in 2.5 seconds if you're doing it right. And if you're just that much off, then you're going to either have the ball knocked down or picked. And if you don't put it in the right spot, it can be knocked down or picked. You throw people open in the NFL today. That's what happened when you watched Jalen Hurts in the game against Tampa this last Sunday. Troy Aikman was perfect. Troy's one of the best at breaking down quarterbacks. He was waiting till his receivers got open because he didn't have enough confidence to pull the trigger and to say, I'm going to throw it where they're going to be. Well, all it takes is one more beat not to throw it, and it's a pick. I'll give you a perfect example. When I went to training camp with the Raiders in 1982, it was our first practice, and Lester Hayes was the Raiders played bump and run. Many of our young receivers that were rookies that year they were never played against that type of coverage. And what he would do is he would get on the receiver's hip just behind him, and then he'd let the guy get in front of you and bait you into throwing the ball. And so I had a crossing route that in college would have been a touchdown. I threw it right out front. It was a perfect ball, and Lester Hayes jumped in front of it, picked it, and I'll never forget the quarterback coach looking at me going, "You can't throw that football here." I said, "Well, I've been throwing it for 4 years for touchdowns." He said, "You got to throw that harder and earlier and understand that that's what he wants you to do." So, when you look at the rules today for quarterbacks, the speed and size of the defensive backs and linebackers, you got to be perfect in the NFL. And, I just get really tired of these guys that don't have a clue about playing the quarterback position, talking about, Jimmy G overthrew a guy in Dallas in the fourth quarter. It was a poor throw. He overthrew him. He was under duress, and he threw a poor ball. But what did he do against the Rams the week before to get in the playoffs? What did he do against the Cowboys? They went on a long drive and ate up the clock. In the NFL, it's all about overcoming adversity. It's about making plays and having a memory to forget. And a guy that I know that was great at that, who I played against in college and who I admired, was Jim McMahon. Jim threw 50 touchdowns his senior year in college, but when Jim threw an interception, it was out of sight, out of mind before he walked off the field, which is a talent. Because a lot of guys, including me, you just get pissed off and you walk off the field and you're reaming yourself for a poor throw. And I'll never forget, my best coaches were guys who would look at me and say, "Okay, what'd you do? This is what decision. Okay, so you made a poor decision. You learn from it. Put it away. Let's go out and get it done." So the guy that doesn't have the memory, the quarterbacks that I admire in the league are the guys that make a mistake. And why is it the great quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and others, people forget so quickly when they make a dumb decision? I mean, last year the playoffs in Green Bay, Aaron threw 2 balls, a ball that was picked, and he made a poor throw, but ended up bringing them back in the fourth quarter. And yes, he everybody says he should have run. But again, that's another one of those things, man, where you got to make a split decision. Either you're throwing it at the right timing or you're going to put it down and you're going to run with it. So when you're watching NFL games, it's real easy to watch it as a fan on TV and go, well, how could you make that throw? Because you're not looking at 5'6'8", 320 people coming down on top of you, not being able to see, and then having guys that run 4.3 40s, guarding the guy you're trying to throw to.
You make amazing points too, and I'm a critic because that's what I try to do. But I always try to rely on the eye test, just a flow. I've always liked Jimmy Garoppolo because he has won. He's looked fantastic. He has those moments where there's a hiccup, and the hiccups are people will target because they're a little bit more consistently a hiccup than maybe a Tom Brady.
But they're not 3 hiccups in a game, right?
Right.
They're 1 hiccup in a game. And when I hear a guy like this morning, Nick Wright on First Thing First, or
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, saying that he threw a pick in the third quarter that cost him the game. Well, my thing is the guy who throws 3 picks is the problem, not the guy who makes one poor decision. And remember, you're not playing against Cornell here. You're playing against the Dallas Cowboys, who's one of the best defenses in the NFL this year. The week before, you're playing against the Rams, one of the top defenses in the NFL. And listen, if he gets it done at Green Bay Sunday, which he can do, the most important thing again for the Niners is the Niners are the worst matchup in the world for Green Bay because they can run the football. And teams that have run the football against the Packers have given them all sorts of problems this year. And Aaron hasn't been great in some of those games, like against the Browns. If the Browns quarterback doesn't throw 4 picks in that game, they lose. But 4 picks is too much. Mm-hmm. So the big thing for the Niners this week is Bosa going to be ready and their inside linebacker because they got to have a pass rush. You got to put pressure on Aaron. But I think Jimmy's going to have a great game against Green Bay because he's got a great coach. They got to, when you can run the ball 25, 30 times with a good defense, you got a chance.
Mm-hmm. The Niners are one of the strongest teams down the stretch too, and quarterback leadership is a big part of it. Debo has been fantastic itself.
Oh man,
the Packers, yeah, you're right. They got Ayuk and all that. They got a nice combination there, but the Packers have just been consistently good all year. I wouldn't say outstanding, and just they're only averaging like 20, maybe 24 points a game. Like it's roughly right around there. That's not like over the years where they're hitting 30 marks consistently during a season.
Well, this year, you heard Tom Brady say this. Last year was an anomaly because of COVID. The team that plays at home with a home crowd advantage where you have to go silent count if you're the visitor, which is what they're going to have to do, is a real difficult thing to get out of a bad play. If you're at home like the Packers are and they've had 1 week off, where Aaron can come to the line and get you out of bad plays like he does and be able to change plays at the line of scrimmage with no problem. That's going to be a big, huge point this year in the playoffs that was not an issue last year. And it's one of the reasons why the Bucs got to the Super Bowl having to win all road games, because if you go into New Orleans, that's one of the worst places in the world to be able to hear. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be an issue this year. And that's going to be an issue for the Rams on Sunday. Tampa's going to be rocking. Tom is going to be able to get out of bad plays and put them in the right position. And it's going to be really interesting to see the Rams be able to make adjustments, which at home, like they had last week, they had the advantage. Cooper Kupp's the guy you got to control. You can't let Cooper Kupp go crazy. And he loves to go to Cooper Kupp. He'll throw to Cooper Kupp all day long if you play man. And then if you play zone, they have such great schemes. This should be a great football game. Yeah. But the one thing that I never bet against is Tom Brady, because he lives for this. This is what he does. Hopefully they'll have one of their running backs back, because I think they were without Jones and without
Fournette.
Yeah, Fournette. So if he can get one of those guys back, getting Gio Bernard back was huge, because Brady loves to be able to dump it off and have a guy he can get to on a safety valve and screen. But the 2 tight end sets they've been using are good because he can get the ball out quick.
The Bucs are getting healthy. They've gotten healthy. The secondary was beat up too. some linebackers, and you just never know if a team, like all the teams, can you get healthy enough? Even the Cardinals, could they get healthy enough and also work as a unit and team, and all at once? It's never easy. It looks good you're happy that somebody shows up and is on the roster, like Juju for the Steelers, had like 5 catches. It was effective. He was another piece to worry about when you have weapons on the field. But when it comes to like offensive linemen, D linemen, your linebackers itself, the guys in the grind, in the mud, they're the game is won there, and those are the ones I'm looking at for the roster, for the injury report this week. Who's showing up? Because you're talking depth. If a guy's not suiting up, then who's in there and who's after that guy? It just starts to really could be a problem. We saw that with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and just were outmatched at that line. And it's going to start and end with that too. I like everybody in the Super Bowl right now in this chase for it. Everybody has a chance because I don't see anybody really, out in the head.
Yeah, there isn't. You're right. This year there isn't a dominant team, but it is about who's hot and who can get healthy. And if you'd have played the playoffs in Week 9, the Cardinals would have been in really great shape. Because they were healthy, playing extremely well. Their defense was playing well. Kyler had his number 1 receiver.
Right.
So the same thing with the Bucs. The left tackle issue is really important for Tom Brady, but even if he doesn't have his left tackle this week, Brady gets rid of it so quick. They're gonna make adjustments. And I think the key to the football game with the Rams and the Bucs is, can the Bucs run the football? If the Bucs can run the football, and people have run the football on the Rams this year, if you're physical, the Rams have struggled. The thing that a lot of the pundits, everybody has a tendency to overreact, and everybody overreacted after the Rams went in the Cardinals, saying, boy, that's the dominant defense we missed. No, you played against a team that was dilapidated. It wasn't playing well, and it was hurt and made terrible mistakes. So I'm not sure the Rams defense was great, but the Rams better be great against the run this week. Because again, that's what happened against the Niners in the second half. The teams that are physical have really hurt the Rams running the football. So it'll be interesting to see if the key for the Rams is, can they get Brady into 3rd and 7 plus, 2nd and 10? The whole thing about being successful on offense in the NFL is first down. And you're going to see Tom do whatever he can do to make sure he keeps that pass rush at bay. The only way to do that is to be positive on first down.
Yeah, it's going to get also with Stafford, the quarterback. Now he's deeper into the playoffs too, and his test is there right now. Everything about what he did in Detroit and a lot of the downfalls that people pointed at about him, and he played well last week. He made his throws.
Well, you notice though that they only threw the ball 24 times, or 25
They didn't have
times.
to. Yeah, they didn't have to.
So the key for the Rams is McVay loves to throw it a lot, but for them to win, they've got to run the football. That's the Rams' play action, and his schemes all work based on play action. And if you can take the Rams out and make Stafford throw the football and get him in long situations, that's when he struggles. He's streaky. I mean,
Yes.
If you look at his performances all year long, he can have a huge first half and then struggle in the second half, have a huge second half and struggle in the first half. But I will say this for Matt. When it comes down to when the game's been on the line this year, he's been one of the top fourth quarter quarterbacks, maybe the number 1 fourth quarter quarterback in terms of what he does late in the game. So you want that, and you hope that he's going to do that. The whole key for him is he can't throw interceptions. He can't. The one thing about Tampa is they thrive on turnovers.
They do.
They are really good at taking the ball away. So all of these games, like you said, are going to be great football games. I do give the Packers an edge because they got home field. I give the Bucs an edge because they're at home field. This year it makes a difference with the crowd.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the Roman Gabriel Show. And for more exclusive video and audio archives, go to our official website at romangabrielshow.com. That's romangabrielshow.com. And enjoy. We'll see you soon.
Listen to the Roman Gabriel Show at romangabrielshow.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.